my dear learners. Welcome to the world of exploration. Welcome to the world of learning. This is your very own educator, Sipati Joshima, your educator, teacher, philosopher, guide, mentor, public speaking coach, and a motivational speaker. All right. So I have come up with the UGC NET sample PYQ, that is previous year question paper series, right? So now I'm gonna talk about the MCQs, right? The pattern in which you will be appearing for your paper, right? All right. So I'll be starting with the first question, right? Which states which of the following is untrue about Puritanism? You must have heard, what do you mean by Puritanism, right? So now the following options have been given. A. Frequent satirical references to Puritans are found in Shakespearean plays. Have you heard about? If you're a literature student, you must and you should definitely know about Shakespearean plays, about Shakespeare's life, about how he was the bard of it, right? The Puritans rejected the Anglican Church. B part. C. They considered beauty and pleasures as traps of evil. So which of the following is untrue? Please note what the question is demanding out of you. Is it saying which of the following is true, or is it stating which of the following is not true? So in a hurry, do not miss out on the word not. Clear? All right. So what do you think, according to you, is the correct option? Do let me know? Yeah. Okay. I'll let you. So the Puritans insisted on the purity of body more than the purity of soul. That's the incorrect option. The correct ones are that there, when we talk about Puritanism, right? When we talk about Puritanism, the Puritans rejected the Anglican Church. We get to see Puritans, right, in Christianity. If we talk about Christian religion, we have Anglicans, we have Puritans, right? There is a division, right? Clear? There is a frequent, and we talk about frequent satirical references to Puritans, which are found in Shakespearean plays. They considered beauty and pleasure as traps of evil. And when we talk about Puritanism, they considered beauty and pleasure. It could be any kind of pleasure, right? They used to consider consider it uh, as traps of evil, as a kind of a prison, right? Yeah. All right. Now we'll move on to the second question. A civil war broke out in England between the king and the parliament. So it broke out with a civil war, right? Right now also we are having disturbances in Bangladesh, right, regarding Hindus. So similarly, we can say, and we were having Ukraine and Russia war as well. So there have been disturbances since time immemorial, which actually, according to me, on a personal note, this is beside keeping the text away. We all are humans, we all are brothers and sisters, we all love each other, we are all mankind, and humans are and should be humane to each other, you know. So we should all respect each other's dignity and aura, right? That's my suggestion, that's from my end, right? So, a war broke out in England between the king and the parliament. So it was between the king and the parliament, right? In which year? You are supposed to tell the year. Was it in 1603? Was it in 1628? Was it in 1640? Was it in 1688? Tell me. It was in 1640. So in 1640, a civil war broke between the king and the Parliament. Clear? One second. Who has raised this hand? Okay. Yep. So, who among the following is not one of the religious poets of the Jacobean period? Now, you have to tell me that who among the following poets, who among the following is not one of the religious poets of the Jacobean period? So, if I talk about Jacobean period, uh, George Herbert, A. Cowley, Henry Vaughan, Crashy. Who among these four poets, religious poets, they were not only poets, they were religious poets. Keep that in mind, right? So, who among the following is not one of the religious poets of the Jacobean age? Of which age? You should remember that as well, Jacobean age. So, we have got various ages. We start from the Jacobean age, then we move on to the Carolingian age, then we move on to the uh, 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 this thing, um, Jacobean, Caroline. I'll let you know. Yep. Last one is Augustan age, and the third one is it starts with C only. I'm forgetting the name. All right, doesn't matter. I'll check and then I'll let you. Okay, so which among the following is not one of the religious poets of the Jacobean period? Is it George Herbert, A. Cowley? So A. Cowley is not one of the religious poets of the Jacobean age. The he's not one of the religious poets in Jacobean age. Remember, we are talking about age as well. We are not only talking about religious poet, we are also talking about age. So herein we are talking it was Jacobean age, then Caroline age, then Commonwealth, and then Restoration, and then Augustan. Yeah, it was this. This was the order. So Jacobean age comes first, then comes Caroline age, then comes Commonwealth, then comes Restoration age, then comes Augustan age, right? So that means George Herbert was a religious poet of the Jacobean age, right? That means George Herbert was the poet, a religious poet of the Jacobean age, right? Henry Vaughan was a religious poet of the Jacobean age, and Crashaw was also a religious poet of the Jacobean age. Crashaw, Herbert, and Vaughan. Crashaw, Herbert, and Vaughan, Jacobean age. They were of Jacobean age. They were religious poets of Jacobean age. Now, the decaying drama, the fourth question is, the decaying drama of the age of Milton died a natural death with the closure of the theaters in 1603, 1628, 1640, 1688. So 1640 is the correct answer, right? Again, we now again what do we get to see? 1640 is a year that we discussed earlier as well, if you remember. So when I talked about a civil war, right, when it broke how it broke between the king and the parliament, it was when did it break? It broke in 1640, right, in that year, right? Now, if I talk about uh the decaying drama of age of Milton, so the decaying drama, right, of the age of Milton, of the age. Milton died a natural death with the closure of the theaters. So Milton, he died a natural death, which caused the theaters to close or to shut down, right? In 1640. Again, the year is same. You can remember the year. Two incidents happening in the same year, 1640, right? All right. Then he it is who, in his own time and ever afterwards, provided a typical antithesis to Shakespeare. Whom does this statement refer to? Is it Christopher Marlowe? Is it Ben Jonson? Is it Philip Sidney? Or is it George Chap? So he it is who, in his own time and ever afterwards, provided a typical antithesis to Shakespeare. Now, do let me know in the comment section below what do you actually mean by antithesis. You should be familiar with this terminology, antithesis. I want you to write it down in the comment section below. What do you mean by antithesis, right? Now, when we talk about he, it is who, in his own time and ever afterwards, provided a typical antithesis to Shakespeare. We are talking about Ben Jonson, right? Clear? Ben Jonson. Remember that. Ben Jonson. BenJonson. There's a difference between JOH. There was Johnson, JOH, and SON, and JONSON. There's a difference between both the Johnsons, and both the Johnsons play a vital role in English literature. Clear? Here it is Ben Jonson, right? He acted as a kind of an antithesis to Shakespeare, to William Shakespeare, right? Then which of the following is not a work of Ben Jonson? Now, which of the following is not a work of Ben Jonson? A. Volpone the Fox. You might be familiar with it. If you're not, go and search. Go and search and study what is it all about, right? Then The Alchemist. Then Epicon, or The Silent Woman. Then Scourge of Villainy. So which of the following is not a work of Ben Jonson? Tell me, fast, 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 quick, quick, quick. It is Scourge of Villainy, right? Because whenever we talk about Ben Jonson, we tend to talk about something that is related to comedy, or something that is not satirical, but comic in nature, right? So Volpone the Fox is Volpone. When we talk about, let me know in the comment section below. Write down the summary of all these uh, works. I want a summary, characters, and theme. These three things. Write it down in the comment section below. Right? Volpone the Fox, The Alchemist, The Epicon. That means they were the works of Ben Jonson. So when we talk about Volpone the Fox, it is a work of Ben Jonson. Great work. Excellent work. Then we talk about The Alchemist. It is again a work of Ben Jonson. Then we talk about Epicon, or The Silent Woman. It is again a work of Ben Jonson. Do not get confused. It is Scourge of Villainy. That is not a work of Ben Jonson. Clear? Who did Marston collaborate with in writing the play Eastward Ho? Right? So who did Marston collaborate with in writing the play Eastward Ho? Was it Ben Jonson? Was it George Chapman? Was it Thomas Dekker? Or both A and B? Yes, you guessed it right. You should have guessed it right, right? So it is Ben Jonson and George Chapman. So who did Marston collaborate with? Marston. You should know who Marston is. So who did Marston collaborate with in writing the play Eastward? In which play? Eastward Ho. Eastward Ho. Marston and Marston Road. Eastward Ho. Like we say in Hindi. You can connect it with that. कि Eastward Ho. ऐसे you can relate. ठीक है? It is written by Ben Jonson and George Chapman. George Chapman. Yeah. Then, who tried to give a glimpse of the underworld of London in his The Honest of Whole, right? So, who tried to give a glimpse of the underworld of London in his the the Honest Whole? It was whether who was it? It was, I mean, who was it? Option A, Thomas Dacre. Option B, John Marston. Option C, George Chapman. Option D, Ben Jonson. Tell me. Quickly, quickly, hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. So who tried to give a glimpse of the underworld of London in his The Honest Whole? It was Thomas Dacre. Thomas Dacre gave us a glimpse, he gave us a glance of of the underworld of the underworld of London in his The Honest Whole. Yeah. A Woman Killed with Kindness was written by one of the most important exponents of domestic drama. So you have different genres, you have different types of drama, right? And whenever we are so in this session we are going to explore domestic drama, right? So A Woman Killed with Kindness. Now this is you can just comment in the put your comment in the comment section. Which poetic device has been used in this title? I want you to comment that. And I would be taking classes for 12th as well, for 11th as well. For 12th, I would be taking classes. I'll let you know. Today itself, I'll take. Again, I'll be doing poetic devices, so you should be familiar with poetic devices. The students who are studying in class 12. It's for them. All right. So, A Woman Killed with Kindness was written by one of the most important exponents of domestic drama. Who was it? It John Webster. You know, John Webster is very famous for what? The Duchess of Malfi. And mention the other works in the comment section below. Quickly. And the characters involved in it. Plus the themes. Thomas Heywood, Thomas Middleton, Philip Philip Massinger, or Massinger, whatever you call it. I don't know how to pronounce it, but Philip Massinger, I think it should be the kind of pronunciation. Yeah. Yep. So A Woman Killed with Kindness was written by one of the most important exponents of domestic drama. DD, you can remember DD, domestic drama, right? So it was written by Thomas Heywood. Thomas Heywood. You can remember by that how because Heywood wood comes. So wood को क्या करते हैं हम काटते हैं कट करते हैं है ना. So you can remember from that कि कैसे काटते हैं wood को टक 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 करके हम we cut the wood, right? So A Woman Killed with Kindness, you can relate with Heywood, Thomas Heywood. ठीक है. Then the Revenger's tragedy, and the atheist's tragedy. So the women's tragedy and the atheists tragedy. I hope you know what do you mean by atheist. Atheist is someone who does not believe in the existence of God, right? We uh s- right. So the Revengers tragedy and the atheists tragedy, right? Both the masterpieces of Cyril Tourneur are set in. You need to you need to mention the place, right? Where is it located? Was it located in Italy? Was it located in Germany? Is it located in France? Is it located in London? So where is it located? So the Revengers tragedy and the Atheists tragedy, both these are tragedies. Now you need to even in the question also you get the hints. You get the hints that it's a tragedy. It's what is a comedy? Is it comic? Is it satirical? Is it what is it all about? So उसी से आधा आइडिया तो आपको लग जाना चाहिए, है ना? So the Revengers tragedy and the Atheist tragedy, both are these masterpieces by Cyril Tourneur. Now ये भी बता दिया गया है क्वेश्चन में कि किसने लिखा है. So it has already been mentioned in the question that who has written these two masterpieces, the women's tragedy and the uh, this and the atheist tragedy have been are the two masterpieces of Cyril Tourneur, right? Here, the location has been set up in Italy, जहाँ से पिज्जा आप खाते हैं, आपको इटालियन पिज्जा बहुत पसंद है, यू कैन रिमेम्बर फ्रॉम दैट. वहां से ट्रेजेडी का आप रिलेट कर सकते हो, जैसे आप रिलेट करते हैं whatever you know however you may feel comfortable with, right? All right, so these were the 10 questions for today. I'll meet you in my next class. So we are gonna have these series, and I'll be carrying forward these series. And as a motivational speaker and as a motivational coach, because I during my childhood, I wanted some kind of motivation to study, and even now I feel like that I should have some motivation to study. So I used to listen to Sandeep Maheshwari's lectures. They actually helped me, and because I was a psychology student, so psychology also used to boost my confidence and give me a lot of confidence, instill a lot of things. I explored a lot in psychology. So, it acted as a kind of uh, motivation for me. And since then, because I have, if I talk about, I was a topper and everybody used to call me topper, in 10th, 11th, and 12th. In ninth, I was an above average student, but in 11th, 10th, 11th, and 12th, they used to, or everybody in the school used to call me topper, a topper. They didn't call me by my name, they used to call me topper. Because I was an excellent student, and I will not deny that. I have always been an excellent student, but you know, in but it was because of this motivation. And uh, the moment I became an excellent student, and the moment I was considered in sixth and seventh, because those teachers had some grudges against me, um because this is long narrative of the of that episode. They had grudges against me because of a lot of things. um so in maths and in science, they had these two teachers who were even caught, because their husbands were caught actually because of the corruption as well. So uh, but coming to the point, then I was not considered at inter you know intelligent at all. So at that moment, I decided that how, you can actually motivate, and how motivation holds a power that, can instill that power into everyone, or can bring positivity into everyone's life. And from then, I have never looked back. In it also, I was an above average student in ninth also. In 10th, 11th, 12th, I became a topper. I became Gargi's ambassador. For Ukari also, I became an ambassador. And from then I have never, and then I became a PGT, and then I got several opportunities, um, whether it be anchoring, whether it be for dancing, whether it be for anything. So I'm really grateful that I am able to motivate the students now, as being an educator, being a teacher, being a mentor, being a friend, being a motivational speaker, being an inspirational speaker, being a public speaking coach. Right now, I'm able to inspire those students that no, you are not supposed to go into any sort of stress, or you are not supposed to go through the things that people, or your classmates might think about you or say about you, or the backbiting or the backbitching that people or students, or even now people are adults also do. You are not, there's no need to worry about that. You know yourself the best, you know your capabilities the best, you know your potential the best. Whatever you are good at, work on that and see the results coming. Right, this is on this note. And plus, focus on your studies as well. I'm not denying the fact that you are not supposed to study on, or you are supposed to neglect it, but do whatever your heart feels is good, and then you will get the results for sure. This is on this note, this is Sukriti Joshi signing off. Bye bye.